welcome everybody. And yes, this will be recorded and sent to you when it's done. And so welcome. This is the topic today is simplify your growth with this estate planning strategy. We want to make this simple and easy for you. This is not something you have to study and take a test on and be certified to talk to your clients about. That's the beauty of how AmeriEstate works. So there aren't that many companies that I personally know of that has this kind of opportunity for our agents, for business partners, people in certain industries. They can add this onto their practice. And you can be involved and be compensated for doing so. And it's just a few simple tips and tricks we're going to give you that will help you grow your business. So John and I are going to tag team each other. And so that way you don't have to hear my voice the whole time. John, would you like to start about who was AmeriEstate Legal Plan, or do you want me to take that on?
Well, I will say, and if we tag team this, they don't necessarily have to hear my voice the whole time either, which is a plus as well. So there's that. This print is a little small for me. So yeah, if we can kind of tag team it. But who is AmeriEstate Legal Plan? I'm going to just read a little bit about this, and then we can have just casual conversation as well. But as some of you may know, some of you may not, but AmeriEstate has been around for 27 going on 28 years. Greg Reese, Michelle's brother, and mom started AmeriEstate back in 1998. We've served over 45,000 clients. And the states we serve, I like to go from west to east. We're in California, Arizona, Texas, and then we jump over to Tennessee, Maryland, and Virginia. But we can create deeds for our clients if they have properties in other states, and most all 50 states. So that's all this is under the at a glance. And we have lots of 5-star reviews for, you and your clients to have confidence that, we're here to serve clients and do it right and with ethics and morals and under attorney guided structure. So that's part of our focus, and what we're doing is making estate planning simple, affordable, and accessible for anyone with our hybrid approach, for our business partners to be able to choose different platforms and able to work with us on an easy level, as well as then you with your clients. And then the last little box there, it touches on our core estate planning services. So as a quick review there, of course, estate planning covers lots of things. Living trust, we do just will packets. We do just powers of attorney if that's all, families are needing. We also do trust estate administration for families where we can work along with them to help them settle an estate. Be it that if they have an AmeriEstate living trust in place or not, we can still help families with trust estate administration assistance. And that's one of our fastest growing departments because of the population, the aging population, our own clientele as well as the baby boomers and then some. So keep in mind our trust estate administration services. And we have our young adult package, which is, for young adults, those that are now 18 or older, where we can help parents and the kids put powers of attorney in place with medical alert information through our DocuBank services. So that's another one of the divisions and services we offer, as well as towards the bottom of the list there, business formation, helping clients with asset protection strategies through helping them put business entities in place and more involved asset strategy and estate planning services. Another one of our services we offer that not everyone is aware of, and then as well as incapacity planning. Michelle, do you want to touch on kind of the incapacity planning and what that kind of looks like when we're helping clients?
Sure. We get a lot of calls that we need to get access to mom's bank accounts now because she's she can't handle her own affairs anymore. How do we do that? Now, it just depends on if you have an AmeriEstate living trust and all the bells and whistles in place, or if they have nothing at all. So there could be two different scenarios there. But normally, if somebody comes to us with that and their parent does not have anything in place, there's nothing we can do. We always ask, does she at least have a power of attorney for financial affairs and healthcare? And if they say yes, we'll need to see a copy of that to see if we can move forward and make sure that power of attorney has a specific language for somebody to actually start taking over their affairs. If they have nothing at all, we have to refer them to a conservator attorney who will do a conservatorship over them, which is about $5,000, and we don't do that. So just the fact of having an AmeriEstate living trust with all the documents in it, when that time comes, we're like, that person can step up in place of mom through a couple little documents that we prepare to step them up and step mom down due to incapacity. We can do it. So it's important to have the right type of living trust and the right type of power of attorney. There's a lot of power of attorneys out there that do not handle actually setting up an estate plan. Sometimes people have powers of attorney and they can actually set up an estate plan for mom and dad, a living trust, if they have the right wording in it. So it's kind of a very busy segment now. It's just our population is aging. And so we want to let you know that just give us a call if you're having problems with having issues with a client who needs to have somebody take over their affairs. We'll kind of help guide you a little bit to say, yeah, we can help you, or no, you have to go to conservatorship attorney and get that process started.
Well, thanks for going into a little bit of detail on that, because that too is, aside from all the living trust and some of the wills and things we do, again, another growing division and service that we offer. So thanks for going into a little bit more detail. Here on the next slide, so we can stay on time here, the strategy, add estate planning within your existing client process. And it's, as it says, it's not about becoming, the expert and getting dragged into long, lengthy conversations with your clients. And it's really about knowing how to incorporate, bringing it up, sharing how critically important it is with clients that they do stop putting an estate plan in place and take that first step through our business partners to get started on their estate plan. And we, again, try to keep that as simple as possible for our business partners as well as clients. And then what's that look like? Can you read that, Michelle? Again, my print is so small.
Yeah, sure. So basically, you're just going to introduce estate planning during natural conversations and touch points. It can be during a review, or doing somebody's taxes, or just at a social event with conversations, just and life events that happen. Somebody is not feeling well. Oh, how's your mom doing? Oh, does she have her powers of attorney in place? Or does she have her living trust? I know she has a house. And so it's just bring it up in conversation, and you'll get to know people, and they will share with you like, no, well, listen, putting an estate plan in place is so important, and you've got to do it while mom is still feeling good and there's no incapacity going on. So I can help you get that started. So life events, you just use a few simple questions. If some people say, well, I have a trust. Oh, you do? That's really good, because most people don't even have anything, and you have a trust. Well, how long ago did you do it? Well, it was 20 years ago. Oh, have you looked at that recently? Because there's been a lot of changes in the law since we've started in 1998. There's a lot of updates that should be done. So let people know, good thing you have a trust, but it would be a good idea to just do a quick review on that, and let me get you over to AmeriEstate who can help you with that.
I like to go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to add to that, and I like to share with some of our business partners that, families need to know they've taken the steps to put, car insurance in place, homeowners insurance, life insurance, but have they taken the steps to ensure their entire estate is protected from probate? And most people don't know where to get started, but a lot of people don't really realize, the impact it's going to have on their family. So, to be able to say we need to discuss getting started and making sure your entire estate is protected, just like you have insurance for other things in life's unexpected things that may happen. We need to go that final step and make sure we put the estate plan in place to ensure everything's protected from probate. So,
and we
different
make
ways
it so
to bring
easy.
it up.
Yeah, different ways to be, like Janine right here. She said she just had the conversation last night at a birthday dinner. There you go. It's always, there's always an opportunity. And then you, as the advisor, influencer, friend, notary, real estate agent, it shows that you care and you ask the right questions, and then they'll share with you, and then they'll remember that, because most people are not educated. They don't have the education about estate planning. They're afraid of it, and they don't think that it's that important because, hey, I've lived this long. Why do I need an estate plan? It's not just about why you pass away. When you pass away, it's about when you're living as well. So you just want to be there for people and be consistent about it. And they're going to remember you when things start happening. Oh, Janine spoke to me about that. Let's call Janine. It happens all the time. Hey, I just put a Facebook post out. I'm doing an in-person seminar tomorrow in Laguna de Gel, and I put it on my Facebook page, and a friend from the past, haven't talked to her in years, she says, I need to talk to you, Michelle. I'm like, give me a call. It's just things like that. People are like, oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. So just be an influencer. I call it influencing, like what the world is doing right now. And you're just an advocate. You're an advocate to making sure that people are taken care of before things happen.
And one of the big things is people, professionals in a position to be able to share this with clients, family, friends, neighbors, is to be proactive towards it and not be afraid to have the questions come at them, because they don't need to be the experts. They need to know how critically important it is. But we are here to support that second step in getting together with the clients, helping them move things along. So it's being proactive towards, like you said, bringing it up. Right. They're not going to be able to read your mind. They're not going to know all the services you offer. So if you're not marketing it, if you're not promoting it, if you don't have, a nice professional way, if you're not bringing it up in a nice professional way in conversations, people aren't going to know this is something that you can help them get started on and complete.
Right.
So being proactive is really important for the success to our business partners.
Right. And another point I like to bring across to you professionals, our business partners like you guys, is your clients are going to end up at some kind of seminar somewhere, because there's a lot of those going on. And most of the time, these seminars are not in the best interest of your friends and family and client, because if they're offering a really cheap price, there's something else that they want. Okay. And guaranteed, they have some financial planning in the background that they want to talk to your clients about. And whatever business you may have going on with them will probably be taken away, because that's just kind of what goes on out there. So just be very aware of very inexpensive estate planning solutions and do-it-yourself solutions that your clients are looking into. To say, you got to be really careful with who you work with. You need to work with somebody reputable who's not going to start looking into other things they want to sell you. So just know that that's out there. So if you don't bring it up, they're going to find their way somewhere, because they have to get an estate plan done. So just let them, put that little idea in their head, and they're going to remember you. And and so here it is. And plus you're offering more value to your client. You're not just doing notary. You're not just doing their taxes. You're not just doing their financial planning. You are bringing an added value to what you currently do. And you're in a business that is really important that they have an estate plan, because if you are in any of these areas, especially financial planners, insurance agents, and things like that, whatever investments you might have with those clients are going to be stuck, and you won't be able to do anything with those investments because your client is either incapacitated or has passed away. And guess what? Everything will stop. Those assets will probably need to go to probate or conservatorship court, and then your hands are tied. So you want your clients stay out of those situations, because it also affects you as a professional in the sectors of business that you're in. And plus, you know what? You're not just referring your clients out. You're also being compensated for doing so if you choose. Most of the time, if you're going to refer directly to an attorney, they can't compensate you. It's just not legal. That's called fee splitting. And so the way AmeriEstate is set up as a legal plan, everything comes through our hub. And then we pay you as the agent. We pay the attorney directly. The attorney is not paying you, okay? And the client is paying AmeriEstate. So that's why it's safe and protected and legal. And it's been working for 28 years, 27 years, going on 28 years. So, and it's just adding a little extra revenue to your practice. You're not going to get rich on this, but some of our agents, they do this consistently. They make 6 figures, providing estate planning to their clients. So it can be done, but they've worked hard at it. They've done seminars and webinars, and they just have a connection of clients that just keep referring that same person. So you work at it, and this could be your main business if you wanted that to happen. But most of our business partners, they already have a core business. They're already notaries or realtors or investment advisors, but having this added benefit will keep that client close to the chest. They're not going to go wander away and talk to somebody else, because you're it for them. Okay. So you can provide this service, and you don't have to become an expert. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you, teach you, and help you bring up the right questions. But then you just say, let me go ahead and have AmeriEstate reach out to you and get you in touch with the attorney. And you're out of that. You're not giving legal advice. You're just educating. That's what you are doing. And it's keeping you connected with that family, because they're going to refer their friends and family and kids to you. So that's why it works for you as on your business.
Yeah. And with, generational wealth transfer, you're right there on the 50-yard line. There, kids go with what the parents used to do, or had in place. So you're going from one generation to the next. Not only are you serving your clients now and generating referrals and a revenue stream, but you are also getting connected to family members and their grown, their adult kids, and generating those referrals and staying connected. And today it's all about relationships. So the more you can bring, the better it's going to help your practice grow.
Right.
But
and
here,
your clients are safe with AmeriEstate. We don't sell them services other than estate planning. You're selling that, or you're referring it. There's different ways you can work with us. We're going to go over that soon. But AmeriEstate does not contact your clients to sell them any products or other services. That's your client. We're here to assist you with their estate planning needs. That's it. That's why we're here.
That's right.
So here's our successful process: simple for clients, seamless for partners. You want to go through that, John?
Yeah, it says if I can identify the clients who need an estate plan. The next one, qualify with a few simple questions, and then refer the clients over to AmeriEstate. And some of you may have heard me say, to identify, qualify, and refer over, or identify, qualify, and tee up. And it doesn't necessarily, again, you have to bring it up, you have to have the conversation, you have to read the room, but you can get it down to a pretty condensed, 10, 15 minute, maybe 20-minute conversation in order to, do that, in order to generate the conversation, the interest, letting them know that you can help them get started. And then the process again is, referring them over. And some folks are familiar with our pre-sold, our Business Partner Plus, or Full Circle, but a lot of our business partners love our Simply Refer platform. And that's where it's minimal time to you, where we are doing all the work. And so as you tee them up and get them excited and get them to realize you just can't keep putting this off, we need to get this done. It's way more important than you may think. And, maybe requires less time, but extremely important. So let's go ahead and take that first step. Let me help you. And that's where you identify, qualify, and refer them over. And it works. It works for our process and our partners. So you're not licensed, as Michelle said earlier, you're not getting licensed. You're not having to pay fees. There's no monthly, cost. Our partnership is here to help you grow your practice and keep you in the loop on the clients with our efforts to help your clients complete their estate planning needs. So we keep it as easy and streamlined as possible without cutting corners.
Mm-hmm.
As Greg had said, we're high touch, high tech. So
yeah. We're a combo plate.
Yes.
We're a combination plate. And you know what? Clients are prospects are kind of afraid of attorneys. They don't like the word attorney. Well, you can soften the blow and just say, we work with attorneys, but I help get you started. So we scale it down so we can simplify the process for you, and you don't have to be afraid of it and the cost. And you're not going to get billed hourly. It's all one price. You know exactly what you're getting. And then there's, constant connection and touch from AmeriEstate to keep them informed. We're like your back office. Think of it that way. We're your back office to keep your clients informed about estate planning, things they need to know. Have you done a trust review? These are the new things that have changed in the law. And so we're keeping, once you get them in, they're your clients. And they're keeping updated on new laws, new rules. We bought a house. We should probably call AmeriEstate or call my agent. I need to put that house in my trust. So things like that. So, most of you kind of know about who needs a living trust. Mm-hmm. But this is a quick slide on, these are your clients right here. Anyone who owns real estate, hello, done, you need a trust. Parents of minor children or special needs children. We get a lot of calls from people that say, I need to set up a special needs trust. Well, that's not true for most people if they have special needs children. The parents need to set up a revocable living trust that houses the special needs provisions in the trust so they can make their child a beneficiary. And when those parents pass away, that child can still be a beneficiary, but the money is held for them and not popped in a bank account, which will then make a problem if that happens. So that's why it's important for the parents of special needs children to have a standard revocable living trust. That's it. Also blended families, that's a lot of blended families out there. And it can be a mess if mom and the Brady Bunch get together and then one of them dies. The kids on this side are going to be after, it causes a lot of stress and anxiety if the parents do not set up a plan ahead of time for the children to know that their share is protected if mom passes. I know that if dad remarries, dad's is not going to take me out of the estate that they put together. So I wanted just to make sure that you knew just some of the basics of who needs a trust. And then anyone who has assets like financial assets, boats, expensive cars, airplanes, motorhomes, bank accounts, checking accounts, investment accounts, all that comes part of your estate. And if those aren't titled properly, can also go through probate. So people that don't have homes but have these other types of assets, the trust is really important. So that's basically the standard for people who need a trust. And most of you here, these are your clients. They all have these. One of them has one or more of these things usually. And business owners, if you own a business, a trust is really important because your business can go through probate as well. So that's the basic. Did you want to add to that, John?
No, I think you covered it. Homeowners, business owners, minor children,
Yeah.
special needs dependents. If you have certain types and amounts of assets, digital accounts, it's either one or multiple of those things in place upon your passing or incapacity, and you can be off to probate. So I think a lot of our business partners know those things, but that's everybody, almost everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and also if clients own property in other states and they pass away without an estate plan, those properties have to go through that state's probate. So you might not just have one probate going on, it could be in several states. So know about that as well. So let's go to the qualified with simple questions. Here are your questions right here. Do you currently have a trust? Have you updated your plan? Have you put anything in place to help avoid probate? What would happen to your home and assets if something happened to you? Do you have minor children? Do you own a business or property? That's it. Tell me a little bit about you. Do you have a home? Do you have minor children? Do you have special needs children? Do you have a business? Do you have, some significant assets and money in the bank? If the answer to any of those questions is yes, an estate plan is important for you. And let me tell you why.
Yep.
That's it, really. So here's our process. What, John?
I was just going to jump in and help out here just by touching on this one. Our successful process, simple for clients and seamless for partners. Step one, God, that print is so small. I'm so sorry. I know what step one is, and that is qualifying the client, but I'm not sure what the reading of that is.
Okay, well, step one is just introducing the client to AmeriEstate. And some of you will be more involved in taking an application, and a lot of you are just going to simply refer. So we're going to go through the simply refer. You introduce it to the client. You put their name in our agent portal, which John is going to share with you next. And then our trust advisors will call the client and do the initial intake and education again, quote them, and then get that client started. The next step is the application intake form and information goes to the attorney, and the attorney will then call the client and do their legal consultation over the phone. That's how our processes work, is a legal consultation over the phone with the attorney of that state. Next step is the attorney instructs AmeriEstate how to prepare the trust portfolio, what he wants in there, and any deeds that need to be prepped or businesses that need to be assigned. He lets us know what he needs done. We prepare all the documents in our gorgeous binder that says AmeriEstate legal plan, estate plan on the side. It's a beautiful binder that clients are and agents, our business partners, love our presentation. So it's a very nice quality binder. And also at the end of that, the notary is contacted. The trust is shipped to that notary, and that notary goes out to deliver and sign that client's trust documents at their home. And then the final step is assisting that client with recording the deeds of their properties into the trust, getting them familiar with how to retitle financial accounts into the trust, and that they should get a hold of their financial advisor if they have IRAs and 401ks and things like that. Make sure their beneficiaries are set up properly. And then after that, if the clients have questions about their trust, they call us. They don't need to call you for little questions and stuff like that, because that's going to take away from what you do. We're going to be here for them and for you to handle after delivery calls as well.
If I can, thanks, Michelle, for reading that, because the print is so small for me. But a lot of the business partners we work with, they ask, well, what's the timing? So I want to say we average about 7 weeks until the trust ships to a notary in the client's area. And another common question that our business partner answer, which Michelle, you just took it through, but again, everything's included. With AmeriEstate, we're not a do-it-yourself. We're not maybe an overpriced, just going to one estate planning attorney, maybe, using the same platform documents they've used a long time. But, with us, it is about a 7-week turn time, and everything's included. So all the way through the notary delivery, the deed recording, we're handling it all. We're not leaving it to the clients. We're not hoping that deed, gets, we're making sure the deed does get recorded. We're doing the business assignments. We do separate property agreements. All that is offered and done, and it's included in our pricing to our clients, which a lot of business partners ask, well, does that include the attorney? Does it include the notary? Does it include yeah, it's all included. And that's what a lot of people do ask, because with other platforms, it might not be. And with us, yes, we're handling everything from A to Z.
Yeah, the do-it-yourself platforms are out there. There's a slew of them, but guess what? The clients have to print the trust themselves. They have to make sure their deed gets recorded. They have to take it to a notary public. They don't understand what's going on. There's nobody explaining it to them. They don't know what they don't have. Mm-hmm. And they're about that big.
Until it's too late.
And then they think they're protected, and they're not. And then actually a lot of people do those things, those do-it-yourselves, and then they say, can you review my trust because I'm not confident. They're not confident. So don't let them go down that rabbit hole. Let them go, there's a better way to do this, and it's not a do-it-yourself, because you're going to doom it yourself. You need a qualified attorney and a team behind you that's going to take care of you for the life of your trust, not just a one and done. And then if you need changes and updates, then what? There's nobody to talk to. There's nobody to bounce ideas off. There's nobody, because you're doing it yourself. So just know that there's some reasons why we're kind of in that middle ground. We're not the super cheap, and we're not the $5,000 deal. We're right in the middle, or less, actually a lot less. So let's talk about the business partner programs that we have available. John, do you want to go into that?
Yeah, we have, we kind of refer to them as a pre-sold as well as a simply refer. And with either the simply refer or the pre-sell, and doing some of the paperwork and being more involved in that process, we also have a couple different platforms within each one, depending on if we're working with an individual or groups. You want to be a little bit more involved on the simply refer and filling out some initial paperwork to get that client a little bit more committed. So we have our simply refer platform, which is listed there in the middle. We have our business partner plus, which is part of the pre-sold, where you're working with your clients, completing a couple of our one-page client forms, a fact finder, as well as a new client submittal form, which some of you are probably familiar with, and then submitting that to us. And then we have our full circle program, which is more for large groups and volume and seminar producers. So there's lots of, there's different ways we can share with our business partners on how they can work with us that fits what works best for them with their time, their knowledge of estate planning, their clientele base. So we're very diverse in the platforms we can offer our business partners. But basically, there's the simply refer options, and then there's more of a pre-sold where you're completing some of the paperwork. So that's what these three categories kind of represent. Mm-hmm. And all pay a nice commission or referral fee at no additional cost to the clients. Our pricing is pretty much set, and we keep it in a certain price range. So we maintain that affordable, high quality, attorney prepared, yet affordable.
Mm-hmm. I think we already went over this slide, so I'm going to skip it. All right. So next, and kind of exciting, is John is going to share with you our business partner website where you actually refer your clients in if you are in the refer program, and also share with you some of the marketing opportunities and materials we have available to you. So John, if you can share the screen, we want to show you guys around a little bit.
I am getting to it. I believe it's under this. Nope. Let me try again. Sorry about that.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, good. So this is our business partner platform, and there's lots of great information here, some videos that Michelle and I have both put together, as well as Caroline, our marketing director. But a couple things I want to point out without going too deep into it. But right here, the toolkit, and what's you can find in the toolkit tab is the webinar toolkit and the seminar toolkit and the materials that are available to those that want to do seminars or webinars, and the different material we have in here that you can go to, and it's right here. Let me see. Let me go back.
It's called Done For You Webinars.
I believe it's here where they are. Oh. These are the different, our estate planning toolkit includes webinar outline, step-by-step process, a webinar PowerPoint presentation, which can be customized as well, a client workbook that you can provide the attendees, and also there's a pre-recorded webinar that you could use as well. So this is our webinar and seminar toolkit that you can use for those that want to do some of that type of marketing and presentations. The other, oh, here we go. I got to log in. I wasn't logged in. My apologies. That's why under the toolkit here, now I'm sorry.
You got it. What are you looking for?
To where they can
Flyers?
download the material. No, not the flyers. That's in the document library. It's right here. Now that I'm logged in, this is where you can download this list of information. These are the downloads. That's what I wanted to share with everyone. And then over here, I wanted to, under the agent portal, a lot of you have probably heard me say, go to the agent portal in order to submit a case or submit a client. And this is for our Simply Refer platform, and our business partners utilizing this. This is where you refer your clients. You input their names, if they're single or married, the spouse's information, phone number, alternative number, email, best time to call. And then down here, what's really helpful for our trust advisor team and our lead trust advisors for when they're having a conversation with your clients is additional information, some notes. How did the conversation go? How many properties do they have? Did you mention pricing, which is very helpful? Any information about the family or the conversation, the client's concerns, things that they would like to have a conversation with us about, please add it here and then hit submit. And that way it will come into our trust advisor team and they'll reach out to the clients to get them scheduled for their initial free consultation with a trust advisor, your assigned trust advisor. The other part I wanted to share with you, here's where you can find the webinar toolkit as well. But the other information here is the document library. And this is the main thing we wanted to share today. And here it is. These are all the documents that you have access to. And you can group these in different ways. You can go by title, description, category. So there's different ways you can search for information. And then here's all the different documents, our client forms, some PowerPoint presentations, the one-page fact finder. This is where all this information exists. And one tip, what I'd like to share also, a couple things. Here are under the AE flyer dash elder abuse, family fate, future. These are our customizable flyers. And when looking at any of these flyers, when looking any of this information, like I'll use this Live, Laugh, Love. The easiest way to look at these flyers and the information and see what they're about is to use the magnifying glass first. That way it just opens up the flyer. You can take a look at it and see if it's something that you want to utilize for an event you're going to, for some marketing information, for emailing. And with these AE flyers that are customizable, the upper part, this content is not, you can't edit that. But down here is where you would drop in a picture or logo, a picture of yourself or a logo of your company. You can type in your name here and your phone number, and then additional information in this bottom right box. And then you can save it. And up here, it doesn't say AmeriEstate anywhere, doesn't have our contact information. These are the customizable flyers that you can create and have for whatever marketing or events you might be, doing. So those are the customizable flyers. There are 3 pages of information here. So there's lots of information. We have drip campaign, email drip campaign messaging. We have our brochures. We have talking points. Lots of great information. As I say to a lot of our business partners, depending on what you're currently doing or depending on what you would like to be doing, we're most likely already going to have, or we can create some marketing material to support your efforts with your marketing and pushing out to the clients that this is something you can help them get started with, and how critically important it is, how it may be less expensive than they may think, but certainly more important than they might have, because currently if they don't have an estate plan, they're in the no plan, which is the most expensive and worst plan they could be in. And with all of us, we're trying to help them get out of the no plan and into an AmeriEstate estate plan. So that is information on the business partner website. We'd love to be able to, we're happy to do any one-on-one reviews, of the marketing material we have, learn what you're doing, learn what you would like to be doing. Just reach out to us and we can, have that conversation and help you promote the importance of estate planning. Sounds like you're addressing some of the chat questions.
I am.
All right. Well, that's what I wanted to quickly share on the business partner website without having our seminar, our webinar go too long here today.
Yeah. I think that's the end of it all. And feel free to reach out to John or myself. If you haven't already signed up for the business partner website, go to ameriestate.biz, B-I-Z, and get yourself in there. And then you can poke around on all the great marketing pieces and flyers we have available to help you get the word out to your clients. And just putting things on Facebook, Instagram, use some of those flyers. Hey, I can help you get this started. Let me know. It's important. Let me tell you a quick story. There's so many horror stories about, when people become incapacitated or pass away that we can all share. And that kind of hits home with a lot of people. So just feel free to reach out and let John and I and Brad and Amanda help you grow your business. And we appreciate you all so much for being here today. And thank you for being a business partner with AmeriEstate Legal Plan. We love to help our agents grow their business and give them tips and tricks. So until next time, you guys have a great rest of your day. And yes, everyone, we will send you a recording of this video. All right. I'm going to log off now. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.